We'll discuss that. Um, so first thing I pointed about the poem which is called as a Song of the Rain, right? So what this poem is all about? So the poem Song of the Rain indicates about nothing but um, capturing the main idea of the rain's role in the natural world, while reflecting the poetic and musical qualities that attributed to it throughout the uh, poems or called throughout the poem. So, or you can say that verses. So the first thing it's called as we talk about musical imagery. So when we talk about musical imagery, it means called as how the rain is described using musical language throughout the poem, and then so you also find out. Um, mm, let's take the example called as it is when you find out that it is called a welcome song when it touches the window, right, or windows, and its arrival and departure. Its arrival means rain's arrival and departure are marked by thunder and a rainbow, right? Thunder and a rainbow, almost as if the rain is performing a symphony, right? When we talk about symphony, it's something called as a same kind of a sound. The rain is crying, sighing, and laughing. Crying, sighing, and laughing. That can be seen as the various notes of this natural song. With each sound that influences an emotional responses from the earth and the creatures it nourishes. So therefore, we consider that the musical imagery we can find out from this poem that actually justifies the title. The second one you can talk about is called as a rhythm and a flow. Like a song, you can say the rain moves in a rhythmic cycle, beginning with the voice of thunder, like the beginning of a song, and continuing with the rain's nurturing presence, and ending with the rainbow. So that does nothing but a symbol of resolution or conclusion. The rain's descent, it means it's a arrival and its interaction with the nature. Nature mirror the unfolding of a song, with each drop playing a part in the greater piece of life on earth. That is why we also consider uh, the rain is nothing but a suitable for this uh, poem, or the title of this poem, that Song of the Rain. Then third is called as a emotional resonance, emotional understanding. Like a song often influences deep emotions, and in the poem, the rain is describing as carrying emotions such as love, mercy, joy, and sorrow. Through its sighs, tears, and laughter. And this emotional depth mirrors the way songs connect with the listener on a personal level. So, and it makes nothing but the rain's actions appear as powerful, life-giving melody that understands with all living atoms or all living beings. Then fourth, you can point out it is known as the rain as a universal message. Generally, we know that songs are often universal in their appeal, right? Or when they appeal. And just as a music can be heard by all, the rain touches everyone. Though only the sensitive can understand its deeper meaning, the rain, like a song, reaches across boundaries, connecting the heavens, the earth, and all forms of life. Then the fifth is called as a natural harmony. When we talk about natural harmony, it means we talk about peace. Just as a song that piece different instruments or that uses in different instruments to create a beautiful sound or peaceful sound, the rain also harmonizes the elements of nature. What are the elements of nature? Like you can say clouds, fields, flowers, hills, and trees, that bringing them together in a peaceful, life-sustaining relationship. So this natural peace underscores or focuses the rain's role as a song, and that binds everything it is shared or in a you know uh, sharing manner, isn't it? So therefore we can find out that the poem title Song of the Rain is justifies in the nature of what? Musical imagery, rhythm and flow, emotional resonance, rain as a universal message, and natural peace. So these are the ideas that we draw from the poem, indicate that the title of the poem, Song of the Rain, is justified. Right. Now let's come to the poem, and we try to understand each and every line of this poem, and or understand the stanza of the poem too. Now, if you look into that, the poem is rich in metaphor and imagery. Metaphor and imagery means, metaphor means called as a direct comparison. Imagery is nothing but again called as a natural images. So when we talk about metaphor and imagery, these two are nothing but the poetic devices that portraying a delicate and ethereal force of nature, most likely rain, and they depicted as a being that interacts with the world in many ways, bringing life and emotion to the earth, right? So if you look at the first stanza, where the first stanza begins with what? Means, I'm beautiful pearls plucked from the crown of Ishtar by the daughter of Dun to embellish the garden. Now, who is I here? Now, we can say that I is referring to the speaker or rain itself, right? So, the speaker compares whom? Now, themselves to, or you can say that itself to beautiful pearls, which could represent raindrops. Now, what represent raindrops? That called as the drop of rainwater. So, which is equivalent or appear like same as the raindrops. So, therefore, you can say I'm beautiful pearls can be known as a direct comparison raindrop with the pearls, right? So, even it is also said that plucked from the crown of Ishtar by the daughter of Dun to embellish the garden. Now, this also indicate that what? The reference to the crown of Ishtar. When we say that the crown of Ishtar, it means we are talking about the Babylonian goddess of love, beauty, and war. So that connected the rain to, something divine and precious. The daughter of dawn, that could symbolize the arrival of morning or the sunrise. So, and the rain is used to what? Used to embellish the gardens. So, embellish the gardens means that brings the beauty and life to the earth. So, therefore, if I talk about I am beautiful pearls plucked from the crown of Ishtar by the daughter of a dawn to embellish the garden, this clearly indicating nothing but the rain's arrival, and the drop of rain water appears exactly like the pearls, right or not? So that is what the comparison. Second age condition, when we talk about plucked from the crown of stars, it means here we are talking about crown of star is nothing but the referring to the Babylonian goddess. So Babylonian goddess who is known for love, beauty, and war, right? That connects the rain to something divine and precious. You can say the daughter of Dawn, that could also symbolize the arrival of uh, morning to the sun, morning or the sunrise. And the rain is used to nothing but spreading or bringing beauty and life to the earth. Now, second stanza stated, I emerge from the heart of the sea. I emerge from the heart of the sea and soar with the breeze when I see a field in need. I descend and embrace the flowers and the trees in a million little ways. It indicates what? Means uh, I emerge from the heart of the sea. I means we understood that the narrator or here rain suggests that what means The rain originates from the sea, right? So how it originates from the sea? Like you can say that what through the evaporation, I emerge from the heart, no? I emerge from the heart of the sea and soar with the breeze. It means called as the rain evaporates or originates from the sea through the method of evaporation, and that travels with the breeze. Breeze means that called as a wind. It's a simple, a gentle wind, and it then descends. When I see a field in need, I descend and embrace the flowers and the trees in a million little ways. It means it then descends when the rain senses or feels that what a field in need nourishes the flowers and trees in countless small nurturing ways. So the rain when feels like what it needs, it finds out a place with that place needs of water. So and whenever the rain feels that means the flowers and the trees that present in a countless small nurturing small present in a place or present in the field, so it tries to nurture in its reach, right? Then we talk about the stanza 3. In the stanza 3, we find out the voice of thunder declares my arrival. So here rain indicates or rain tells that how it arrives. So it says that when it arrives, so the voice of thunder means announces that. The voice of thunder declares my arrival. The rainbow announces my departure. So, thunder declares rain's arrival. Rainbow, appearance of rainbow shows nothing but what? The departure of rain. I'm like earthly life. I'm like earthly life. So, rain states that. So, it is like earthly life, which begins at the feet of the mad elements and ends under the upraised wings of death. So it's a very clearly indicating that how thunder declares the arrival of rain, while the rainbow marks its existence or its a departure. The poem compares rain to earthly life, which starts with a confusion. The poem compares rain to what? Earthly life, like the life in the earth, which starts with the chaos, the mad elements, isn't it? So the feet of the mad elements and ends under the upraised wings of death. So uh, you can say that and ends with what? Ends with the death. So it is stated in the last where it is stated under the upraised wings of death. So and it indicates that and ends with the death, hinting at life's fleeting nature, and it gives us the information about what means how life passes very quickly, right? Now here you would find out three things. First thing is called as the poem compares rain to earthly life first. Second, it also stated that what how it starts with the confusion and ends with the death, right? So and also third, it is stated it hits at life's fleeting nature. So how life passes very quickly, isn't it? So this is indicating nothing but a called as a stanza 3, right? So stanza 4 stated that I am dotted silver, threads dropped from heaven by the gods. Nature then takes me to adorn her fields and valleys. So it's a beautiful line where it is stated, I am dotted, right? I'm dotted silver threads. So it means rain says that it poses nothing but the drops. So those drops are nothing but the appearance like silver threads. And that dropped from heaven by the gods. So it comes out from the sky, and sky is known as nothing but a heaven by the gods. Nature then takes me to adorn her fields and valleys. So, and how nature takes the advantage of the raindrop. So, and how it decorates the fields and the valleys present in the earth. So, therefore, it is clearly and beautifully stated The rain is described as dotted silver threads. So dotted means what? Now that's something called as a small drop of the water, right? So they appear means a part of the jewelry item. So here the rain is described that falling from heaven, again emphasizing the divine or celestial nature of rain, right? So nature uses what? Nature uses the silver threads. Why? Nature uses these silver threads to decorate the fields and valleys, symbolizing growth and fertility. So you can say that what? To decorate the fields and valleys, that symbolizes what? Growth and fertility, growth and development. So even in a stanza 5, we understood that what does it say? I touched gently at the windows. Touched gently at the windows with my soft fingers, and my announcement is a welcome song. All can hear, but only the sensitive can understand. So this one is a clear cut of what the um, the rain the rain's presentation, where the rain stated that the rain is nothing but like a human being having what? Soft fingers, and they gently touch nothing but the windows, right? And its arrival is what? Its arrival means the rain's arrival is uh, considered as nothing but the welcome sound. While everyone can hear the rain, only those who are sensitive. So perhaps those who are attuned to nature or emotion can truly appreciate its significance. So you may read this particular poem, but can you remember, or can you you can say that appreciate the importance of this particular rain, isn't it? So, besides stanza 5, we also have a stanza 6. In stanza 6, it is stated, the field and the cloud are lovers. The field and the cloud are lovers. And in between them, or end between them, I'm a messenger of mercy. I quench the thirst of the one. I cure the ailment of the other. Now, in this particular stanza, what do we find out? We find out that the rain stated that the field and the cloud are lovers, field and cloud. How field and clouds are lovers? Because if you see here, the field and the cloud are lover, and in between them, I am a messenger of mercy. So, means the poet said that what? He is nothing but a messenger of mercy, and I satisfy the thirst of the one, right? I cure the ailment of the other. Now, in that case, we understood the field and the cloud are described as lovers, with the rain that being the messenger of mercy that brings itself, it satisfies the thirst. What satisfies the thirst? So you can say that means rain satisfies the thirst, or the field. Who is the field? The earth is the field, and it cures the element. Who cures the element? You can say that um, rain, right? So cures the element of the cloud. Perhaps the cloud is a heavy, or you can say that burdened before releasing the rain. So even in the stanza 7, we find out, I'm the sight of the sea. Who said I, the rainwater? I'm the sight of the sea, the laughter of the field, the tears of heaven. Now please carefully observe that the line stated, sigh of the sea, laughter of the field, tears of the heaven. Now the rain is described as what? The sigh of sea. It means uh, rain is considered or emphasized. It's gentle. It is gentle. So, and you can say that, yeah. So you can say that tears of heaven, linking the rain to divine sorrow or emotion. So all total, you can talk about that what? Sigh of the sea is indicating gentle and following nature. The laughter of the field, which is called as bringing joy to the earth, and the tears of heaven, linking the rain to thine sorrow or emotion. So next you would find out that stanza 8. In stanza 8, what happened? When I cry, the hills laugh. When I cry, the hills laugh. When I humble myself, the flowers rejoice. When I bow, all things are, elated. So when I cry, the hills clap. When I humble myself, the flowers rejoice. When I bow, all things are elated. Isn't it? So in that case, if I say the rain's actions are what described as, what you can say that affecting the world around it. When the rain cries, the hills laugh. Perhaps the hills are joyful from the rain's flourishing presence. When the rain humbles itself, the flowers rejoice, and when it bows, so you would also find out means when the flowers rejoice, when it bows, and everything is elated, illustrating the positive impact rain has on the world. Now, beside that, you also find out stanza 9, which is the last stanza of the poem. So, with love sighs, with love sighs from the deep sea of affection, laughter from the colorful field of the spirit, tears from the endless haven or memory. Now, this one is clearly indicating what? So, with love sighs from the deep sea of the affection, laughter from the colorful field of the spirit, tears from the endless haven or memorialized. Okay, so now let's look at that. What does it say? Now, when you say that so with love sighs from the deep sea of affection, it means the rain is seen as a manifestation of love or display of love. Sighs from the deep sea of affection indicate what? Laughter from the colorful field of the spirit and the tears from the endless haven of memories. This reinforces or this creates the idea that the rain is connected to what? Deep emotion, deep emotions, and also has the power to, you can say that power to move feelings in both the earth and those who experience it. So, all total, if I say the poem personifies or presents rain as nothing but a divine or God, right? So, and it tries to care the force that connects even. Then not only that connects even, that connects also earth and all living beings. It's and what do you find out? You find out that all living beings, right? So you can say that what the imagery that influences our sense of awe and gratitude for nature's sustaining and transformative power, isn't it? So that is what you would find out in this particular point, right? If I talk about certain, what do you say that certain poetic devices are present, you can say that the poem Song of the Rain that criticizes or called as a contains. The poem Song of the Rain contains a rich variety of poetic devices that increases its emotional depth, rhythm, and imagery. Let's say that if you talk about a personification, so what do you find out? The rain is personified throughout the poem, given human qualities and actions. For example, if you see that in the box it is given, I am the sigh of the sea, the laughter of the field, the tear of heaven, that described as having the ability to sigh, laugh, and cry. The author also said, I touch gently at the, you can say that word, which windows with my soft fingers. So the rain is given soft fingers as if it has the ability to touch gently like a human. Then you would find out the next one, which is called as a metaphor. When we say metaphor, we can identify that the rain is compared to the rain is compared to what? Now various things without using like or as. Let's say that you in the first place you will find out I am beautiful pearls. So the rain is compared to pearls and it emphasizes its precious and delicate nature. So second is called as I am dotted silver threads drooped from heaven. Now here the rain is described as silver threads, implying its purity and divine origin. So, and you also find out the author said about I'm like earthly life, which begins at the feet of the mad elements and ends under the upraised wings of death. It means the rain is compared to the cycle of earthly life, and that symbolizes so cycle of earthly life means that helps or symbolizes nothing but birth, life, and death, isn't it? So here, what do we find out? We find out personification, we find out a metaphor, then we talk about simile. What is that simile? You can say that a simile is a direct comparison using like or as. Like here you would find out I'm like earthly life. Now what do you find out? I'm like earthly life means the rain is compared to the cycle of human life using like. Second, alliteration. If you look into that, the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words, right? So like here you would find out alliteration. Sighs from the deep sea, sighs from the deep sea of affection. So here you would find out the uh, what you can say that the sound, right? The word sound, repetition of the sound. So the next you can point out like laughter from the colorful field of laughter from the colorful field of the spirit. Here also you would find out per colorful field, isn't it? Likewise, we have also other poetic devices like assonance, imagery. So when we talk about assonance, we can find out the repetition of vowel sounds within nearby words. Like I emerge from the heart of the sea and soar with the breeze. So you here you would find out repetition of the vowel sound E. So that repeated. So assonance is a repetition of the vowel sound and consonance is the repetition of the consonant sound. The next one you would find out the another poetic device is called as imagery. So when we say that imagery, we can say the poem is filled with clear images that appeal to the senses, especially picture and sound. Like you can take the example, I'm beautiful pearls plucked from the crown of a star. So and the voice of thunder declares my arrival. The rainbow announces my departure. So these are the lines which are clearly indicating what? Images. I am beautiful pearls. So it means you see the narrator picture as a beautiful pearls plucked from the crown of a star. So here the visual imagery of pearls and the crown, right? Second, the voice of thunder declares my arrival. So this one is called as auditory imagery of thunder. So then fourth is called as a, what is that? Yeah. So the next one is called as a symbolism. When we talk about symbolism, the poem uses nothing but symbols to represent deeper meanings. like thunder symbolizes the powerful force of nature and the announcement of rain. Rainbow symbolizes hope, peace, and the end of the rain, as well as a sign of beauty after a storm, right or not? So even you also find out the sea and clouds that symbolizes the origins and the movement of the rain and the connection to the rain or to the heaven. So next you can talk about allusion, anaphora, contrast, hyperbole, rhyme, a personification of nature. Okay, so if I talk about the next one, which is called as a mm, allusion, isn't it? So when we talk about allusion, we remember the phrase which is written, right? So allusion generally refers to what? Cultural or mythological figures. Let's say that you find out the phrase called as a crown of Ishtar. So that alludes to the Babylonian goddess Ishtar with love, beauty, and fertility, which you can say that connects the rain to dry power and beauty. Even you also find out not only crowns of Ishtar, daughter of Dan. That also alludes. Alludes means what? That also reference to cultural or mythological figures. So the first day of night or celestial being and reinforcing the connection between the rain and the heavens. Then, then you can find out anaphora. What is that anaphora? Anaphora is generally known as a repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive lines, right? Repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive lines. Like when I cry, the hills laugh. When I humble myself, the flowers rejoice. When I bow up, means all things are elated. So in this case, what do you find out when, right? So when at the beginning of the sentence in each line, right? So that's what is known as a anaphora. Similar to that, you can also talk about contrast. So the poem uses also contrasting images and ideas to perfectly present the dual nature of rain, right? Let's say that the juxtaposition or the excessive remarks of sigh, laughters, and tears that shows the emotional spectrum that the rain involves, right? So in that case, uh, we find out certain contrast, right? But in this case, the contrast between earthly life and death is used to illustrate the life cycle. So, what does it say? The ending of the life is nothing but the death, and the earthly life is generally referring to the means. You can talk about the birth of a baby, right? Or means someone who is nothing but a newly born. So the next one you can talk about hyperbole. So hyperbole is generally we know that what uh, in the poem called Daffodils, where it is stated 10,000 daffodils I saw at one glance, is nothing but an example of hyperbole. So hyperbole generally indicate exaggeration to emphasize the impact of fun, or sorry, impact of the rain. So where you would find out, I quench the thirst of the one. I quench means what? I quench means I satisfy the thirst of the one. I cure the ailment of the other. The rain is described having the powerful edge or having the powerful ability to both quench thirst and heal ailments, a hyperbolic representation of its life giving force. Like, let's say that I touch gently at the windows with my soft fingers. So, the rain is given nothing but the human like abilities with exaggerated delicacy, and therefore we talk about personification, isn't it? So, similar to that, if you talk about rhyme, so you would find out there is a loose rhyme scheme in the poem that helps create a musical rhythm, particularly in the final lines, where it is stated, I am Dr. Silver Thread I am dotted silver threads dropped from heaven by the gods. Nature then takes me to adorn. Right. So here you would find out there is a loose rhyme scheme in the poem. What does it do? Now it helps create a musical rhythm, particularly in the final lines where it is stated, I am dotted silver threads dropped from heaven or by the gods. Nature then takes me to adorn her fields and valleys. Now in that case, I am dotted silver threads dropped from heaven. But we don't find out another, right? By the gods, nature then takes me to adorn her fields and valleys. I emerge from the heart of the sea and soar with the breeze. Now, in that case, rhyme is something called as a very loose here, right? And if you talk about the rhyming scheme, so can you identify the rhyming scheme of this poem? Can you identify
Yes,
the
sir.
rhyming scheme of this poem? What is the rhyming scheme of this poem? What is um,
Mm,
what is the rhyming scheme of the poem? I told you in the last class that the poem Song of the Rain by Kahlil Gibran does not follow a consistent or structured rhyming scheme. It is written in a free verse, which means it doesn't have a regular pattern of rhyme. Instead of adhering to a fixed rhyming scheme, the poet focuses on the imagery, rhythm, and flow of the language. And it allows the poem to unfold naturally without the constraint of rhyme. So, like in free verse, rhyme may be used, you know, no, in some of the cases or not at all, as seen in this poem. The emphasis is more on the emotional understanding, imagery, and the you can say the theme or thematic expression rather than on sound pattern or formal structures. Therefore, Song of the Rain can be described as what? Having no fixed rhyming scheme, isn't it? So that is what I pointed here. Um, Another thing is called as what? So another thing is what? If you look into the next one, I emerge from the heart of the sea and soar with the breeze. So yes, I was telling about the rhyme. So and also rhyming scheme. Then the last you can draw is called as a personification of nature. So nature is often described as what? As having human-like qualities. Like here you can say the field and the cloud are lovers. So the field and cloud are personified as what? Means lovers, giving a romantic and emotional dimension to their interaction with rain. So, therefore, you can say the field and the cloud are personified because lovers, referring to human beings, they love to each other, similar to that field and clouds are lovers, and giving a romantic and emotional means interaction because of the rain, right? So the poem does what carries these devices, poetic devices, that indicate nothing but a sensory experiences that increases the range from a natural to a divine, emotional, and capable of nurturing and changing the earth and the lives it touches. Right? So that's what the poem is all about. So, all total, if you talk about this poem, so the poem Song of the Rain is to celebrate the rain as a life-giving, divine, and nurturing force in nature. Nurturing force in nature. The rain is indicated as a powerful, almost you can say that pure, that brings beauty, sustenance, and renewal to the earth. Through personification, you can say that the rain is given human-like qualities and emotions, and it symbolizes its role in connection to the heaven, the earth, and all living beings. It is portrayed as a messenger of mercy, and it satisfies the thirst of the fields, right? It cures any kind of ailments or problems and nurturing life in, many ways. The rain's arrival and departure are marked by natural signs like thunder and the rainbow, and it emphasizes its, cosmic and cyclical nature. Ultimately, you can say that the poem focuses the interconnectedness of focuses on what? A connection between the two of all elements in nature and the rain's vital role in, surviving and creating a happy or a positive vibes, and also creating happy life on earth, isn't it? So that is what the whole poem is all about. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Anywhere you are unable to understand, you can ask me.
So can you please can you explain this second stanza again?
Second stanza.
Yes, sir.
What does the second stanza try to point out? So,
Right.
second stanza stated that I emerge from the heart of the sea and soar with the breeze, right?
Yes, sir.
When I see a field in need, I descend and embrace the flowers and the trees in a million little ways, isn't it? Do you listen to me?
Yes, sir.
So, what does it try to tell? If you see that I emerge from the heart of the sea and soar with the breeze. When I see a field in need, I descend and embrace the flowers and the trees in a million little ways. So the rain is personified and stated what? Given human-like qualities that allow it to see and embrace nature, isn't it? It is stated, no, I emerge. I emerge means I came from the heart of the sea and I soar with the breeze. It means it follows the scientific process, evaporation.
Yes, sir.
When I see a field in need, so I descend and embrace the flowers and the trees in a million little ways. Now, what happened? It goes to the sky, or it goes to the means it takes the form, right? It follows the form of what? It follows the form or the process of the water cycle, right? Where water evaporates from the sea, right? Water evaporates from the sea, rising into the sky, right? The heart of the sea symbolizes the ocean or large bodies of water that supply water, that supply the moisture, right? That supplies the moisture.
Right.
Soar with the breeze. Soar with the breeze means that called as it goes with the gentle wind and suggests that the rain is carried by the wind. The rain is carried by whom? Wind, which helps it travels to different location. So second line where it is stated, when I see a field in need, I descend. When I see a field in need, I descend means here the rain is described as what? Having the ability to see. Having the ability to see what? The needs of the earth. And this is a metaphorical way of saying that rain falls when the land or nature needs water, such as when a field is dry or in a state of drought. So rain means, falls there. It also says that and embrace the flowers and the trees in a million little ways. It means once the rain descends or falls, It, takes care the plants and trees. The phrase in a million little ways emphasizes what? The rain's gentle kindness, pervasive, present everywhere, and life-giving nature. So it has the main focus is called as how to means provide the sustainable life of the nature. And every droplets that falls that does nothing but nourishes the flowers and trees and contributes to the growth in countless in a small little ways, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That's what. Any other question you have?
No, sir.
Okay, fine.